Okay, let's add a quiz now to our course. So the first step is basically coming up here and adding the quiz button. Go ahead and select that. And you'll notice if you don't have any previous quizzes, there will be none in this drop down, but for our sake we're going to add a new quiz from scratch. Let's name that quiz, very generic, and then publish it. Okay. Once we have the quiz published, let's save our curriculum. Come back to the curriculum. And let's go to Edit Quiz. And this will open up in a new window. Same type of settings here for the quizzes. You have your editor at the top bar. On the main stage you have the content where the quiz will actually go and the questions. The right side is a little different, but it's still the settings for the quiz. So what you will see is basically a timer for how long the quiz is going to be, and then your settings will go through those as well too. So same type of information. You can add a subtitle to the quiz, maybe a little more description about how the quiz should be handled as a student. The second part is connect a course, so it automatically defaults to the course you're in, but you can also attach it to a different course if you have other courses that you've created. And then here you have a quiz duration time, so you can set that to as long as you want. If you add a 0, that will basically leave it unlimited, so they can take as long as they want. For the sake of this, let's add 10 minutes for this quiz. And then here you have quiz evaluations. Is it auto or manual? Manual is basically grading it as a teacher, so you would go through each question and have to answer the students whether they answer the question correctly or not. The auto is the auto evaluation, so the software will do that for you. Then the quiz question type, static or dynamic. Dynamic is basically a list of questions that you would already have preset, and you would basically select that tag that is associated with that course. But for the sake of this, let's go with the easy one and build a static quiz. The retakes, you can set the number of retakes that they can take for the quiz. Question order, so are the questions in random order or are they sequential? We'll do a random order here. And then you can add a message at the end saying congratulations. And you can also set the quiz passing score, so let's go ahead and put that as 70. You also have negative marks too, so for the question you can actually eliminate or remove scores. So if we put a 2 there, it's going to remove 2 points from every question. So let's go ahead and save this, save our settings here. And then let's update it. Looks like it's updating now. Okay. And now we can go to add a question. So we've got our quiz built. Now we can add a question. And you get this nice drop down here, and basically the same thing, the same scenario. You can select from a bucket a list of questions that you've already created, or you can add a new question. Let's go ahead and do that and add a title. Question 1. And then we want to do the same procedure, publish this question, and confirm that. And there you have it. The question is in there. So the next step is to actually edit that question. And you'll notice here are marks for that question. So this is basically how many points that they'll get for that question. You can add 10 points, and then that would kind of associate with the negative marks. So if they missed a question, they would actually get negative. But let's go ahead and put 10 points for that. Save quiz settings, confirm that. Wait for the green. Okay. There we go. And then let's go ahead and edit this question. And that'll load up a new window. So here's where you would add the question text. So this would be whatever you want the question to be. If you come down here to question type, you can select from the drop-down menu. There's various sorts of questions here, but we'll just go through one type of question. True, false, multiple choice, multiple correct, short answer, match, fill in the blank, drop-down select, small text, large text. Let's just go ahead and do a true, false question here, make it simple. And we want to add our answers for that question. True, false. And then they are asking for the correct answer. So the correct answer we're going to put is number 1. And then if the student actually needs a hint, if they're struggling with the question, you can give them a hint. And so we'll say and then you can also get an explanation for the results. And you can add that in this column here. So let's go ahead and save our question settings. Confirm that. Okay, successfully saved. Let's go ahead and update it. Okay, and we confirm that. So now you see basically a template of what the question looks like. There's your hint, and then you can answer true or false. And so let's go back to our tab here. We can close out of this window, the question opened up in a new window. Come back here. Let's just refresh this and save quiz settings again. Let's update. And then let's test it by going into the Start Quiz button here. Okay, so we have our question, and then we have our answers here. Let's see what our drop-down menu says. Okay, there's our hint. Try the true answer. So we select true. And then what we want to do here is save the answer. Now these questions do have a certain time limit on them. It's not very long, just a few seconds. That way the student can't just go through and click the questions without reading. They have to actually spend a few seconds on them to read through the question. So if we go to save our answer. Okay, so I answered too quickly. What we can do at this point for the testing purpose is go to Submit Quiz. And we can see our timer here is counting down. We have only 9 minutes left. Okay, so we can go back to our results or back to the course. That's basically the framework for setting up your course quizzes and the questions within the course.